Welcome to Land Academy. This is the Cash Flow from Land show, where we show you how to buy unwanted vacant land and sell it for more on the internet. I'm Steve Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We are your hosts. With over 15,000 completed transactions, we are the experts in this nichey land flipping business.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com. All right, let's get this show started.
Yes, Jack Butala here for Land Academy. Welcome to our Cash Flow from Land show. We show you how to buy property for half of what it's worth and resell it the next day. Great information and instruction from Jack, that's me.
And inspiration from Jill, that's me.
Here's some funny stuff that happened to us recently.
I can't believe you actually got me watching Fear the Walking Dead. Did you ever think that I would sit down and I actually, for some reason, I'm okay with that one. And I think it's because it's a lot more, I don't know. Is it the characters? Is it the boat?
It's all of that.
It's something, it's like a different one. There's not so many of the zombies popping up.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that.
It's a good story.
But and I'm kind of curious where they're going, where the boat's going,
right.
And the people, and when she had to cut when he cut the boat loose, and the captain really has to think about the people, and
it's a good story.
It is. It
just happens to be zombies in a good story.
I know.
Versus I think the actual Walking Dead, which is the other way around.
Well, it's funny because anytime I heard about those shows in the past, I'm like, oh, that is so not me. I'm out. I wouldn't even give it a chance. And you actually got me sitting down watching one. And I'm like, all right, okay, I kind of like this one. And we've seen a couple now, and I do like it. I'm actually curious now what's coming up.
It's so nice, Jill, at the way late end of the day to just watch something silly like that and just sort of fall asleep to it. It's more about a falling asleep aid than anything else,
Exactly. I think that's free. A lot of people like to read a book. Just something. No, seriously, take your mind off stuff, and that's yours.
You know what? Good. Of all the funny stuff that you've ever come up with that's happened to us, that is the most unlikely and funny, quite honestly.
That's true. That I actually am watching this. It's hilarious.
I'm amazed.
I know.
Turns out we have more than one TV in the house, so
exactly.
We watch anything we want, and you stick around for it.
I don't know why. Love it.
In this episode, Jill and I talk about the truth. How much money is at stake? This is one of this has the potential to be my favorite show ever.
Love it.
Before we start, let's take a question posted by one of our members on successplant.com, our free online community.
Curly from New Jersey wrote, if you make 10 grand per house and only $1 grand or $2 grand per land parcel, why are you wasting your time with the small stuff?
Ha. This ties into this money thing. Why are you only wasting your time making $2,000? Here's why, Carly from New Jersey, and you're from the East Coast, so I'm going to talk to you like you're from the East Coast. Hey?
Good. Oh, gosh.
Because it's all in a system, okay? We don't just do one deal once in a while. It's a big, massive system. We're all set up to receive calls and make calls. We've got websites all over the place. We have our outgoing offer in a huge system that moves its way around all the country. So it's a big system. So some of this, it's just like any other company on the planet. Some products are really profitable, and some products do really well. Land pays our bills. Mm-hmm. We make a very good living. We pay our people good. We pay ourselves pretty well, our paychecks, I mean. And so it's our bread and butter. Mm-hmm. So wasting your time with small stuff, come on.
It's funny. You know what else I think too is doing 10 little ones or 15 or 20 and one little one doesn't work out in the end. I don't really care. But if I'm doing, and depending what level you're at, let's just say, a lot of people can do a lot of little ones and afford to do that and keep growing. If you're hanging out for that one every month and, oh my gosh, something goes sideways, now we got some problems.
We have a member who does one house transaction a month. Mm-hmm. He makes he tries to make 20. I think sometimes he does, but he said he makes like 12 to 15. He doesn't have a website. He did everything that we said not to do. But he has a data to doorstep program. He uses it well, and he is he's a very brainy reviews data very seriously, and uses the mail program that comes with data to doorstep, the mail merge program, very, very, very efficiently in the way that it's intended. He doesn't, he just, what I say, he didn't listen to us. He just doesn't market. There's no marketing at all. That's what I mean. He listens to us about the data and the printing.
Right.
And he does, he sends a bunch of mail out on the week, has a regular job, works on the weekend and makes $12,000 a month more. And that adds up.
Oh, it does.
It's $150,000 a year.
It does, of a side income. Exactly.
I bet I don't know. I never asked him. I don't know how many hours he spends, but
that's the thing about all of this.
What do you think it takes to do a land deal from start to finish? Forget about the data. From the minute, Jill, that phone rings and you talk to the homeowner or whoever on your staff to the money's in the bank, done. Because the way we do it, we don't even outlay the money. We just call the people and they close it.
Man, shucks. If we just reassign it, it can be days.
It's like a week. I looked at it. It's like 9 days.
That's what I'm saying. It's days.
And the only thing that because they don't have a mortgage, the only thing that holds it up, and our buyer doesn't require an inspection and all that stuff.
Right.
That's a huge advantage. We don't get into that enough.
We don't.
If we sold it retail, it would take 60 days.
I got to tell you, this is one thing I love about this whole business that we are in. There's so many things that you can do. It is never ending. You are never going to run out of stuff to do here. And once you learn, like what Jack is saying, these tools and these resources, apply it to whatever you want. It is limitless what you can do.
Well said.
Thank you.
If you have a question or you want to be on the show and you're a relatively positive person like Jill is, call 800-725-8816. Today's topic, the truth. Everybody just wants the truth, right, Jill?
Oh, my goodness, yes.
How much money is at stake?
$1.
Money.
I don't know.
I love it.
This is so funny.
There's a ton of money at stake, to answer the question. In my best year, I made about $5.5 million personally in my personal bank account. And I'll tell you, it's a lot of work and it was a lot of stress. But how much is the money at stake for you? Well, we just described somebody that makes $150,000 with not a lot of work at all. So you know what the answer is? It's up to you. Do you want to make this a multi-million-dollar business in about, within 6 months, like I did? Yeah, that's what's at stake. And quit your job? It's totally possible. And we provide all the tools and education that you could ever need to do that within reason. And if we find something that we could add to it, I'll give you an example. That's one of my jobs is to go out there and find other stuff that we can add to our programs. Sometimes we charge for it, sometimes we don't, that make you more successful. There's other sources of data you can do this with. Jill and I have been kicking this around. You can buy boats this way. You can buy cars this way. You can access the whole DMV for the whole country. Yachts. Jill and I are just about to buy a pretty large boat based on a mailer that we sent out.
Vacation rentals. We've all laughed about that one a few times.
So there's a lot of ways to do this. It all comes down to what you want out of it. And like the success plan question earlier. Yeah. I mean, if you want to make $2,000, we have a member who makes this. He came to me and said this sentence: I really just need to make $1,200 or $1,500 more a month. Why? Well, why do you want to do that? I said, I just want it to cover my mortgage and my insurance and some other stuff. It just, I don't want to get rich or any of that. My kids are about to go to college. I got that all taken care of, but my life would dramatically improve if I made $1,500 or more. And he's doing it. And he's not stopping there, by the way.
I know.
He thought he wanted $1,500 and he's not being a nutcase about it like we are.
Right.
So
that's it. I mean,
I could talk here about how much money is at stake. It's not just money, it's your health. You want to sit in a cube for the rest of your life, Jill?
Oh my goodness. Have a heart attack. Look about the number of people that I've talked to that they make this decision because their commute just got to them. I mean, just little things like that, So
here's the whole flip side. Jill has a very good girlfriend, and every time we see her, or every time I see her, which is a lot less than Jill does, she says, "Why? What the hell are you guys doing? I don't get it." She's a very, 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 very good job, good salary job with the company locally here in Scottsdale. And this whole thing doesn't make sense. Having a side income to her it's a pain in the butt kind of a thing. She wants to have fun on the weekend. She has a regular job. She's great at it. She's moving up through the ranks from what I understand. And I think there might even be a pension with this. I don't even know. She can't imagine why Jill and I would ever want to get in front of a microphone and talk about stuff if we're doing really well financially at it. And so that's, to her, how much money is at stake? Zero.
Right.
In fact, it's less than zero because she doesn't want to spend the time.
It's true.
It's a distraction.
No, and that's okay. There are people out there. We talk about, this is for some, what appeals to some and doesn't appeal to the others, and that's okay. Nobody's right or wrong. They're just different.
How much is money for I know you and I have these philosophical questions once in a while. We did recently. Like, what's this whole thing look like in 5 years for you, Jill? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And your answers baffled me. I mean, not baffled me.
We have different answers.
Yeah, really different.
Uh-huh.
Like, I got dollar signs. I have financial goals. And Jill,
I have freedom goals.
Yeah, Jill's more like, if I have an extra X amount a month, and I'm like, well, you have that already. She's like, yeah, well, why am I doing this?
That's true. It's kind of true. That's
I said your goals.
My goals are met, but yours are
have
not.
Been met. That's how we ended it.
That's it. We all agree. My goals are met. Yours are not. And I'm here. I'm taking one for the team. Just kidding.
And I'd like to get my book done. Steve.com.
Yes.
Whatever my name is.
Jack. Jack. Totally. This is a really good discussion. How much money is at stake? Because you know what? It's personal.
Yeah.
And it could be as little or zero.
There's a
or
lot of money at
1,000.
stake.
It could be 2,000 a month.
Millions.
It could be 5,000 a month. It could be 10,000 a month. It could be 50,000 a month. All of that's possible. I mean,
we have a client. We have a customer, a member. This is what he does. He flips houses. He uses our data. He sends letters out. He has a person in a foreign country answer his phone for peanuts. That person qualifies a lead. That lead gets sent to several hand-picked flippers that he has. And every once in a while, it works. Mm-hmm. And he flat out says, I know if I worked on this every day, I would make way more money if I was involved. If I answered the phone myself, I'd probably triple what I'm doing. He makes about $5,500 a deal, and he does, I think he said 1 deal a week.
Yeah.
So he's making about $20,000 a month.
Right.
But he does no work at all.
Exactly.
He just looks at reports and money and talks to the guys who are.
It's like basically he gets a finder's fee kind of thing.
It's just using the data. He got there first.
Right. He's not looking at the property. There's no analyzing in the property on his end. I mean, after the fact, he manipulates the data before the fact because he knows what they're looking for, but that's it. So there you go. How much money is at stake? Whatever you want. Yep. And that's what I was saying too. I mean, it's limitless. Once you learn these tools, it's limitless what you want to do. And what's so interesting is it's not that crazy. It's not that hard, but you have to just kind of understand it and get it and then do it, apply it.
Then do it.
Yeah. I mean, really.
That's an important step in all this.
It is. Well, that is true. I mean, it's so interesting. The people that go, this really works. Don't trust me. Test it. Do it. And then they kind of go, oh,
or go on Success Plan.
Wow.
All the people, many of our members are on there talking about it all the time. A lot of them aren't, but there's many members on Success Plan that say, I didn't believe it at all.
Right.
Wow, it works.
I have so many people that come back to me and go, uh-oh, now what do I do? Because, I mean, they're really their phone. They're getting all these. Remember we had one guy, he sent a picture of us. It was so cool. He had like 10 or 16 returned signed offers from sellers accepting his offer.
That? Yeah.
They showed up in the mail in like 3 days. He did a huge blast. He did everything right, did everything we said, and he sent me back, and I need to publish this photo. The most beautiful photo, because he put our Land Academy binder that he has with our logo on it, and he fanned out the letters on it. It was so cool that we got this letter, and he's like, oh my gosh, I mean, right now it's giving me goosebumps saying it. He's like, I had no idea this really does work. I'm like, you did, you got it. See, go, now go. Pick the ones you want, run.
There's a lot of money at stake.
There is. And now it's up to him. Now he has, do I want to do them all? Do I need to, what level do I want my business to get to? Because I am staring at this opportunity. How far do I want to take it?
That's a great question to ask right in front of the mirror.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Do I want to pick one and just kind of, I don't know, only do a little bit here and there? Or do I want to do I want to work all these deals and just really kill it? And in a year or two, now I can make some different life decisions.
This is the if-then segment of the show. If you do X, then Y will happen. If you take a good look at how much money you can make in real estate, the end justifies the means. What the hell does that mean? It means it's worth the damn effort.
It is.
If you take a really good look around at how much real estate you see on the way home from work today or on the way to work. Somebody owns that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's collecting rent from that, or they live there, or they flipped it, or they're renovating it. Take a good look at how much money you can make, and all the other people that you know or don't know are making in real estate. There's a reason for that. The end justifies the means. Is it tough? Is the learning curve tough in the beginning? Yeah. Are you going to fail a little bit? Yeah. But it's worth the effort, Jill.
It is.
Time after time, we hear it over and over and over again. Thank you, Jack and Jill.
Right.
I like these shows that are not so technical.
Me too.
Hey, if you have a question or you want to be on the show, call 800-725-8816. Don't be Eeyore. Jill, do you have some inspiration?
I do. I have a statement today. We should all approach success as an ethical issue, not a financial one. So it kind of ties in. We're talking about money.
Jill's about to undo everything I just said for the last 16 minutes.
No, I'm adding to it. Because you know what? It makes it even better. So, yes, we want to be financially successful / however, we also want to be ethical and honest and upfront because it pays off. I mean, just imagine, we talk about, just the topic that we're talking about, being a good, honest, upfront person and doing your deals the right way and everything. You're going to have clients for life, customers for life. People will buy from you all the time and sell to you all the time. I mean, it just goes without saying. So it's funny because when I think about these inspirational things, I don't know the topics yet. So it's fun for me to sit down when we're doing our show and I'm going, okay, how's this all going to tie together? And they do. I don't plan for them to tie together, but they often do. So we're talking about financial success, but there's also ethical success, and it's important. And Stephen is super quiet over there. I don't know if he's mad at me or he's thinking of something.
Geez, of course.
Okay,
I'm not.
Jack.
We know what I'm thinking about. Honestly,
what are you thinking about?
I'm never upset with you, Jill.
Right.
What I'm thinking about is that I just don't know about these people who on a sustained basis provide a product that doesn't work. I mean, and I don't even have anybody specific in mind. Product that doesn't work, or it's just, I don't know how the sustainable crook model, I don't get it.
True. Yeah. How do you make it in the business?
Yeah.
Unethically.
Wouldn't it just
That's
be
a
easier
good point.
in the end to put the time in up front to do it properly?
Well,
that's what I always end up with.
Aren't people eventually going to figure it out? And then you've wasted everything. And then, by the way, your name is Mud. So what was the point of that?
That's what I'm saying. We're saying the exact same thing.
That's a good way to look at it.
So it's not just the money; it's the pride of doing stuff properly and watching people. Whether they're your customers. I mean, I don't know if you I don't care if you manufacture a product like Coca-Cola, and I don't care if you like that or don't like it or think it's healthy or doesn't. That's not the point here. The point is, it's got to make you feel good when somebody drinks one and feels it makes them feel good or it tastes good. So why not? And I'm saying do it responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know why you would create a product, buy a property, and I don't even know what an example would be, like not renovate it, cut corners and renovating a property not properly, and then the homeowners find out about it 4 years later or something. Cutting corners. I'm saying the same version of what you are, or same version in real examples of what you are, Jill.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about the money. It's about pride for you and your customers and the whole thing.
And it just, and it's not just, I guess that was my whole point too. It's not just internal, you're doing the right thing, but it does come back. People know, you just said, we all want the truth. That's the thing. And when I talk to people on the phone, they know I'm really telling the truth. and I am a bad liar. So I won't lie. I'll say, all right, people ask me flat out some questions. What do I need to know? What could I screw up? Whatever, Yeah, I'll tell you, because you need to know the truth. I don't want you to get into something you really don't.
That's right.
This is not for you. I don't want you to come back to me 6 months later saying, I was supposed to have $1 million. I'm like, hold on a moment. That's not what we talked about, or, just whatever. You need to be honest. It's not just for you. It's the right thing to do, and it will pay off.
I was talking to somebody recently, and they said the vast majority of people that are in the real estate space that are in the education for real estate space are trained formally in sales. They are not. They have not been trained.
They don't do deals.
Yeah, they don't do deals. Or maybe they did 4. To make them qualify. Or 40 or 400, but it's not 15 or 16,000. This guy was, I don't know where he was coming from. And it wasn't a very long conversation, but that statistic just stuck in my head. I'm like, whew,
you know what?
Scary, man.
Steven, Jack, whatever your name is, I completely agree with you. That really rubs me the wrong way. How can you teach me how to do something when you don't even know what it is? Or you have 3. Okay, hang on a moment. Have you really tested them all? When you're in the thousands and over 10,000 and over 15,000 like we are, I can safely say, I can go both ways. I can safely say, we know what we're doing, obviously. And then we are the experts, obviously. And the flip side is when people come to me and go, could this happen? I go, you know what? In the 15,000 deals that we've done, that hasn't come up. So I don't think you should worry about that.
It could happen, but don't worry.
Exactly.
It's probably also why we suck.
Let's not focus on it.
It's also why we probably suck at sales. I don't know.
I don't know.
Thinking out loud.
You know what? It's be honest. It's be honest. Share who you are. Share what you're doing. And if you're either in or you're out, that's cool.
That's exactly how I feel.
That's it. I don't mind. Oh, that's so great. I wish you the best.
I would rather have less customers, but really happy ones and successful ones versus more customers who are just really think they made a mistake or something. Which we don't have.
No, you if you're in our group, you're here because you want to be here. And we're helping you get there. You couldn't do it on your own, got it. Or you didn't have the time or the energy, the resources, whatever, got it. Here we are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to use information, that's me,
and inspiration, that's me,
to get just about anything you want. Jill uses it every day to buy property for half of what it's worth and sell it immediately. Get there first. Our cue cards got backwards.
They did, sorry. I was going to do the get there first, and then we were all just tripping on each other.
Good show anyway.
Yeah. It's funny. I hope our listeners do. I get more out of the ones that there aren't so content heavy. I like let's talk about big picture stuff.
That ties exactly into what we were just talking about. I'm very, very sorry to you, Jill, and to our listening audience, because I think our listening audience could be massively large if we never talked about anything serious or anything technical. But the fact is, there's some technical stuff to help you succeed here, and we provide the technical tools to do that. So it's just not all peaches and cream and rose petals.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
All right.
I really am.
Well, thanks.
These shows are my favorite too.
All right.
And maybe eventually that's what this is all going to be. I don't know, but right now we have a responsibility to the people that are members, who our members are, and some of the new ones who are out there thinking maybe I should get involved in this, to show them how to do this exactly.
Well, Stephen, Jack, I'm going to call your name is Stephen Jack now. So that is your name, but anyway, I need to call you one of them. I appreciate you being.
That is my name.
It is your name. I appreciate you being upfront and honest with me and ethical and telling me that. It is your favorite too, and it's good. Hey, you know what? I was just thinking of something funny. There's like Billy Jack. You'll be Stephen Jack.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people listen to this know who Billy Jack is.
We started this a week ago. This name, calling me by my middle name thing, because Jack and Jill just makes sense.
It does.
Jill and I tried an experiment on 2 Uber drivers and 3 REI clubs, introducing ourselves as Jack and Jill. And they slammed on the car and their jaws dropped and everybody loved it. So
yeah, it's
anyway.
a thing.
But then I asked somebody about it, and it's in a professional, like, you know, somebody who's a professional agent, and they said, "Oh, Jack, yeah, you're an idiot for not doing it 4 years ago." Like, what they're just looking at me like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. What? Okay.
Well, there's another thing that we have learned over the years, and we can save you now.
Yeah, if your middle name's cooler than your first name,
do it now. Don't think about it.
Let's go buy something for half price today and resell it. Jack and Jill, information and inspiration.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com.
If you want to get involved or you need more information about our profitable, nichey real estate operation, call 480-467-0359. You just might get Jill at the other end of the line.
landacademy.com. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.